Hi, in this video we're going to be discussing the Endeavour OS Arch Linux variant. So if you ever wanted to try a version of Arch Linux and you wanted something that was a little easier to use with a nice graphical interface, you could give this a shot. Alright, so what you're going to need to do is download the ISO file and then use your favorite tool to burn it to a bootable USB flash drive or even a CD if you still have one of those. And then you're going to have to boot your computer to it, and then you'll get to this menu right here, and you'll have to move a key to select a different option, otherwise it'll time out and go right to the Endeavour OS default setting here. And then there's also a setting here for NVIDIA cards, and then there's this no mode set option here. If you're having problems with your graphics card or something's not loading right, you could try this, kind of like a safe mode in Windows, I guess you could say. All right, so we're going to just go with this option here, and we're going to load it into memory. So this is not installing it, it's just running it in your memory so you could try it out. And then if you like it, you can go ahead and install it, and we'll show you how to do that too. All right, so let's press enter here. All right, so here we are on our desktop running in live mode here. And you can see right when you load up here, it's going to give you the install menu if you want to start the installer or do some updates. And of course, you don't have to do that. You can just close this out, and then you can start playing around with it. That's kind of like a start menu here, browser, Dolphin file manager, terminal, and all that other good stuff. So if you do want to install it, it'll have another icon here for system installer. So let's say you're playing around with it and you want to go ahead and install it, you could just do that real quick, because if you make any changes while you're running it in memory and you shut it down and restart it into memory again, those changes will not be saved. All right, so we're going to install it real quick, and then we'll go through some of the features after that. All right, so we'll click on Start the Installer. All right, so you have two options here. The online method, you could choose your desktop, or you could do the offline method, which will just give you a KDE standard desktop. So we're going to try out the online method here. All right, so you could pick your language here, pick your region if it doesn't auto-detect it for you, just from the drop downs here, or you could click in here to kind of put it in the right direction and then fine-tune it from there, or you could just click on Change here. So we'll click on Next. All right, so here's our keyboard. So if you want to change your keyboard, you could do so from here, kind of like the Windows installation if you've ever done that. All right, so now you can see we have all of these different desktops to play with. You have None, Plasma, GNOME. You can just kind of go through them like here and pick the one you want. It gives you a little description here. So this is a common one for Arch Linux right here. But if you want to do something a little more Windows-like, for example, you could try this. So we'll actually do Cinnamon and see how that looks. So click on Next. All right, so it tells you what it's going to do here. And then you can check anything else you want or uncheck anything you don't want. All right, then you could select your bootloader here. The default is the system dboot. Provides a simple experience which will work for most circumstances, and default option for Endeavour OS. So of course, if you're doing a dual boot configuration with either another Linux version or Windows, you might want to check into this other one using Grub, for example. But this is just a standalone computer with its own hard drive with no other operating system on it. So we'll click on Next. All right, so here is where you could pick your drive if you have more than one. And the default is to erase the disk and let it make its own partitions, or you could check this option to make your partitions yourself, let's say you wanted to reserve some space for another partition later, you could do that here. But we're going to go with the erase option here. And then you could add a swap file option if you want for hibernation and so on. And I'm just going to leave no swap since it's just a test computer. And you could change the file system here. ext4 is the default. And then it shows you what it's going to do down here, current and then after. And then you could use encryption if you want, kind of like BitLocker in Windows. All right, we'll click on next. All right, let's put in a username here. Let's say Bob. Then it automatically takes the name right here, display name, and makes it the username. And then you could change the name of the computer, like so, and give it a password. And then you could log in automatically without using the password. And then you could use the same password for the admin account. All right, so click on next. All right, so here's our summary. We're going to click on install. It tells you it's going to make changes to your disk, so we'll click on install now. All right, so this process will take a few minutes, so I will go ahead and pause the video and then be back for the next step. All right, so the installation is complete. So it says we need to restart, so I'll check the box, click on done. So now we're restarting, and then we'll see what happens after we load it up. All right, so I paused the video for that last little screen there for the countdown. All right, so now we're on a different boot screen here. And so I had to press a key to stop the timer there. So we have our main option here, and then we have our fallback, and then we have our firmware interface. We're going to pick the main one here. All right, so we're loaded up here. So we have some after install tasks if you want to update your mirrors or your packages, do things like change your resolution, change your wallpaper. We have some general info here about the OS, some tools you might want to check out, a bunch of tips, and more tips. All right, so now we could do things like right-click our desktop, create a new folder, new document, add a desklet here. So here are the ones that come with it. And you could download some of the other ones here by clicking on the download button. Then you have some general settings for them. Change the background. So a bunch of different options here. And you have some settings for your background. Display settings. You want to change your resolution and rotation. Open in terminal, open in root, customize. So if you have more than one monitor. All right, then you could also right-click on the panel here, go to panel settings. So these are like your taskbar in Windows. Do the auto hide option. You could make it larger, decide what zone you want it to be in, font size, and you could add another panel if you want. Say you want one on the top. And then you could put icons up here as well. Then you could right-click on it, move it, remove it, go into panel edit mode, check out some applets for the panel. So let's just remove this. And then you could troubleshoot some options here. You want to restart Cinnamon, go into your system settings, which we'll get to in a minute. All right, then over here we have some options here for your zone using the public zone. Printers, let's see what printers looks like. Just some basic settings if you have a printer installed. Removable drives. Network settings here. So here we have our IPv4 and v6 addresses. Default routes, DNS server. Proxies, no proxy configured. And you can disable it from here. Go to the settings. More details, security information. Using DHCP, so if you want to assign a static IP address, you come here to do that. And then you can do a reset too if you're having problems. All right, then we have our volume, then we have our clock here. All right, then down in our panel, we just have a couple default options for the terminal. I'm going to run some commands. Firefox is our browser here. Then Nemo for files. So here's my computer with your home desktop documents, kind of like Windows has. And you have some other devices here if you have anything connected. Change your views. All right, so let's go to our quote-unquote start menu. So we have power options for shut down, log out, lock, file manager again, terminal, system settings, and then Firefox. So we have all applications, which will list everything in one place here. And you could also search for them. And then we have the breakdown into specific categories here. So document viewer, take some screenshots, text editor, graphics options, not a lot here, just G-thumb. So photo viewer there. Internet, just Firefox. A couple programming tools, sound and video. So we got a media player, volume control, admin options here. You want to check out your firewall. Put in the password for that. So if you need to configure anything there, you can come there and do that. System monitor might come in handy. Kind of like Task Manager in Windows. Users and groups. So if you want to add a new user, you have to put in the password for this first. All right, so if you want to change your user account, add a picture, add a new user, standard or admin, full name and username. And we have our default groups. If you want to assign some group membership. All right, then we have some more terminal options here, preferences for accessibility, account details, basic information, advanced network configuration, date and time, desk list again, more desktop options, display options, extensions, fonts, hot corners, keyboard settings, power management, just like Windows has. Screensaver, preferred apps, so if you want to set your default apps like Windows has. System settings, let's check that out real quick. So a lot of options here. So you have your appearance, your effects, fonts, themes, preferences, desklets, notification options, preferred apps, so a lot of the other things we saw in the previous menus here. So startup applications might come in handy. Then if you want to use workspaces, you could come here for that. Then we have our places, which are just our default folder locations, and then recent files, which we don't have any. Right, so there is no software installer by default. You could use Pacman and Yay type of installation files from the command line. And I believe you could also install a graphical user interface for your software packages if you want to check that out as well. So that tends to be the thing with Arch-based Linux installations. They're a little more streamlined and basic, more for kind of seasoned Linux users. But if you want to kind of get to be a seasoned Arch Linux user, then you might want to check this out. All right, so there's your basic overview of Endeavour OS. So I'll put a link in the description where you could download it, and then you could try it out for yourself. All right, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe.